that some were very stingy and exclusive with their bits of bread and wine, and others, yeah, with their bits of bread and wine, right? Real stingy and exclusive. See, yeah. Oh, even Discovery of Witches. Uh, it remind me of that one episode. Cause I only watched a couple of them. With the one guy. I mean, you probably never even seen the show, but I'm just saying there was this like guy. He was a They were both in a circus or whatever, and they were doing circus acts. And one night this guy heard one of the other guys doing his act. He thought that it was a really good act or whatever, but he thought he was looking at it as if he could kind of, what can he get from it? Kind of like ear hustling. So then he told him to change some things around or something in it, and then all of a sudden, the whole moral of the story is he wanted to take his gem, his jewel. He wanted to take whatever his thing was, okay. And so it's kind of even reminds me of that, because he thought he was young and naive and all these other things, right? But these same people would, talk about how they have this information already documented and written out, and we waiting for the book to come out. We waiting for the book to come out, because they said that it's not their whole thing. They didn't come up with it. Of course they didn't, because they've been given. It was the information that was given to them by their overseers. Well, they're gonna be your overseers, but that information was given to them by their overseers. Just like information about you. Yeah. But some of these people don't even realize that once they're done with you, they're going to eat you too for breakfast. It's just easier for people that can be manipulated, bought, and paid for. People that still see any of this stuff that's in the world, they need more. They need more fashion, more all this, more of it. Can't live without it. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, these is the ways. They find out what your desires are. Is it that new book? Is it that new this? Is it that new that? What can I give you? What do you want? These are offerings. Don't you know? Maybe for the good. But I'm just saying, if we look at it and just go back and forth with it, what are we talking about? Because I don't believe in that whole, concept anyways, when it comes to, Satan being underground or whatever and all this. No. Unfortunately, I think we all carry one around within us. And it's probably talking about your lower self, because if Satan is ruling the world right now, then that is a whole bunch of people ruling from a low vibrating. See? So this is why we bring this information, so people can kind of raise the vibration. Shift something, change something, turn something back. That those things don't matter to you no more, so nobody can come and buy your anything from you. There's not enough money for you to get me to do something that even sound questionable against my people. Or just people in general. You understand? I'm not looking to die necessarily for nobody. But the truth. Or nothing but what would be truth. Because that truth, I feel, is what is going to unlock the minds and help for now, generation after generation, people to be able to see what it was. And so this same thing don't happen to your babies. If I got to go, I got babies here and grandbabies. You think I want to leave them in the hands of people that look like them? So again, this got to be nipped in the bud, or anybody else. I want them to be able to use the gifts that they get from me to see and discern. the snakes in the grass. The same snakes that know who they is will come up, take what you said, and try to use it against you when they know who the snakes is in the grass. These people watch you real closely. Just know that. They act like they don't, act like they can't stand you, talk about you behind your back, but they watching. They watching your every move. And then you'll notice 3 days later, here they come. You can see them back there picking up the crumbs, trying to catch up. And the whole thing is staying in your lane. I only practice and do the things that, not practice, but I only participate in the things that I do. You can take those other aspects of it, and other people are doing that very well. They just want to do what you're doing very well because they want to get what you get. And they see favor has been, again, given to you. And then you fighting to keep what is your integrity, or what is your your purpose, your just work, just like a baby for me. So even spiritually, it's like these people also taking babies from folks that been going in, they the ones in travail. And you gonna take my baby and put it in the arms of another motherfucker? Cause you mad about what? Cause I asked, what's going on there? Because again, obviously some of these entities, must have some kind of connection with somebody. Sometimes it feels like, where's mine? Just seems like whatever comes around just want to take. And I'm supposed to be okay with that. Let's finish reading this, y'all. I must be in my feelings today. Yeah, I think it's that time. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, stingy, okay, with their bits of bread and wine. Okay, so again, even looking at that whole thing, the moment you say, I'm pulling back my energy because I feel like it's been being abused, or not even in that sense, where it's something coming in here that is not, I don't like it. It's not natural, and it's harming my energy. I have to block this because something is off. Too many people got their hands in the cookie jar. Okay? Nobody. And when we talk about wine, we could also be talking about blood. And again, it's what I tell you. Just do a breakdown on bread and wine in your spare time. And others a little less so. Methodism struck me as a thunder and lightning religion. All professions and noise. You struck it or it struck you, like a spasm. And so you experience religion. The Congregationalists deterred me with their searchingness, the self-conscious true God goodness, and their desire for only high-toned affiliates. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means, but I guess. I guess. Only high-toned affiliates. That remind me of highbrow. in a sense. Unitarianism seemed all doubting even itself. A number of other Protestant sects, based on some novelty or eccentricity, like Quakerism, I found not worth uh, this mass of Protestant dissensation. This is a lot of weird words over here. Cordially agreed, and that was in a united hatred of Catholicism, the older form of Christianity, and the Catholicism returned with interest this animosity. Okay, so again, oh well, so I guess they retaliated in a sense. It haughtily declared itself the only true church, outside of which there was no salvation for Protestants, especially that its chief prelate was the personal representative of God on earth, and that he was infallible. Here was religious unity, power, and authority with a vengeance. But in chorus, my solicitous friends besought me not to touch Catholicism, declaring it was worse than heathenism, in which I agreed. But the same line of argument also convinced me that Protestantism, Protestantism, okay, stood in the same category. In fact, the more I studied Christianity in its various phases and listened to the animadversions of one sect upon another, the more it seemed to me sounding brass and tinkling cymbals. Okay? All right. So again, it says here, call us heathen if you will. The Chinese are still superior in social administration and social order. Among 400 million of the Chinese, there are fewer murderers and robbers in a year than there are in New York State. True, China supports a luxurious monarch whose every whim must be gratified, yet, withal, its people are the most lightly taxed in the world, having nothing to pay but from tilled soil. Mm-hmm. Could be talking about servants. Okay. Rice and salt. And I'm wondering if we're talking about the salt of the earth or if we're talking about regular salt. Okay. And yet she has not a single dollar of national debt. Okay. Christians are continuously fussing about religion. They build great churches and make long prayers, and yet there is more wickedness in the neighborhood of a single church district of 1,000 people in New York than among 1 million heathen churches in the unsermonized. Yeah, unsermonized. Christian talk is long and loud about how to be good and to act charitable. It is all charity and no fraternity. Their dog to take your crust. Wait, their dog to take your. I wonder if this is. No, I guess it's just the way it's typed. Kind of seemed like it was jumping off into something else, but so it says their dog take your crust and be thankful. You know, and that's kind of like how I be. That's how like sometimes I be looking at this stuff. But you know, these people they just come back for more. And sometimes I look at it as damn. Even if I take the crust, sometimes the crust is the best part. Only because I have to look at it both ways. I have to look at it both ways. Sometimes the crust is the best part. See? Sometimes the scraps left over from something can be treasures. You know? And that's why I feel like everybody should have a fair, open platform to do as they please and to say what they want. And I think that this whole thing about these so-called police or whatever that are coming into these fact checkers and things like this. Okay, and these corporations that have a way of putting their foot on your neck, right? Or some of these entities putting their foot on your neck. Let's keep going. And is it therefore any wonder that there is more heartbreaking and suicides in the single state of New York in a year than in all of China? The difference between the heathen and the Christian is that the heathen does good for the sake of doing good. Well, I don't, see it. I don't know. The word Christian, I don't know. I just don't like it. But I mean, heathen is more like talking about like a group of people again. Well, I wouldn't say prehistoric, right? Because this is what the people that came in contact with those uncontacted tribes would have called them: savages and heathens. So savages, maybe even older, when they were actually just peering in from the waters, over the waters, you see. So again, although they're using these, let's remove the titles, right? Even male and female, and just, this is how I just do it, okay? Again, I'm never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. Okay? So it says the difference between the heathen and the Christian is that the heathen does a good job, good for the sake. And of course, we know this depends on the person. Okay? Really, now these days, we can see that. Of doing good. With the Christians, what little good he does it for immediate honor and for future reward. He leads to the Lord and wants comfort, and wants compound interest. In fact, the Christian is worthy heir of his religious ancestor. The heathen does much and says little about it. Okay? The Christian does little good, but when he does, he wants it in papers and on his tombstone. Well, but you could look at that both ways too, right? You could look at that both ways too. As if somebody, doesn't want you to have these certain things so you can't get somewhere. And then, you have some, I can look at like, sometimes when I think about heathen and paganism, it's the people that it was the dry land. It was the ones just didn't want nothing to do with none. They just was tired of all the lies, all of the contracts, all the, what I'm saying, all these things that have been doctored up. Yes, we have these things, but all of these things, again, were also doctored up. Okay. I told y'all, something just been bothering me all day. That noise, the Amber Alert that went out with the same color car, the same make and model of my car, the same year, and it's an older car. It's an older car. And I'm about to go out today, and they got the Amber Alert on the same make, model, color, every damn thing. Ain't that something crazy? Okay. So anyways, let's see where we were. Okay. Christian does little good, but when he does, he wants it in paper and a tomb. Okay, so we already did that part. So Christians love the heathen. Hold on. Wait. Love men for the good they do. Okay, but when he does, he wants it in favor. Okay. Love men for the good they do you is a practical Christian idea. Not for the good you should do them as a matter of human duty. So again, this is that whole energy, like I said, I feel like has been expressed, and it's funny because the whole video what we're kind of started off at is kind of like something like this has been said in different words, right? Okay. So excuse you, please. Okay. Not for the good you should do them as a matter of human duty. So Christians love the heathen. Yes. The heathen's possessions and its... Okay, hold on a second. I made that stuff in there already on the stove.
What stuff?
That rice with that stuff. No. With the meat. Okay. I just interruptions after interruption. Yes, the heathen. Okay, so Christians love the heathen. Yeah. And see, and that's what I'm trying to say. Watch out for these people that act like they ain't in that Bible. Because it goes hand in hand. All right? Just saying. I just keep it open and honest with y'all. We dissecting the Bible. We're not even looking at it the way that religious institutions would be looking at it. So yeah, they do love the heathen because the heathen is not intelligent when it comes to the paperwork. You see, the heathen is not intelligent, they think, when it comes, but really they don't want nothing to do with it. They just don't want nothing to do with it. They just tired. They don't, this is not their customs. This is what I'm saying about people. We talking about going back in the time and history and the story and everything. Yeah. We up in there. But the whole thing is, right? When you go tapping into something even further than that, you got to go somewhere else to get that. That's how you get it put all together. So again, loving the heathen is people that are, again, put in exalted positions right now. Some are formed. These are idols. They are not speaking they're not speaking the whole truth to you. They are a echo. They are a replay. They are a something of. See? Some people graft it in, and like I'm saying, it just, at this point, it's whatever. We're talking about, I'm not saying that's the way it should be or anything. We're reading what the story is talking about. So then you can discern. So you can use your own brain that you're going to be left with. If all the books and the internet was gone, you see what I'm saying? Yes, the heathen's possessions. You understand? To be possessed. That would be a good one to do an etymology. To be possessed. So again, I don't know. Maybe this is what it is that get me in trouble. And maybe what I'm saying? What I'm looking at as source, maybe I'm just, I don't know. And I can't help the way I see it. I can't help what these words are saying. I'm not telling you nothing. We reading it and we looking at what it's saying and we're slowing down and then we're looking at what these words mean in etymology. And we're looking within to see if this even sound right. See, we checking with the ancestors and the guides. Whether there's a blockage to your original God or you taking a detour mistakenly or on purpose, whatever it is. I do it this way, not that I believe in this text, is because I'm trying to show you where the inconsistency is so that it can break the spell, hopefully, that again, this is why I do this work and why I use those names and why we talk about these certain deities. I don't worship deities. Some of us can do a better job at decoding and dissecting what they're talking about behind closed doors when it comes to archaeology. But instead of bringing you in and asking you these questions, you know what they'll do? They'll try to mine your minds. And that's just it. Because it's about the possession of the property. You see, just be careful about who you following down that path. That's all. So whatever you're getting, I don't care if it's paperwork, if it's not paperwork, whatever it is, whatever you're getting, make sure you know what's on the other side. It has something to do with me with not trust issues. It's just like, what do you mean? Okay, you said that we can do this plan, but you want me to do A, B, C, and D, and then just sit here and wait? I don't know anybody here. You see what I'm saying? To give my information to. It's enough people already got your information and got everything about you. Yeah, but I'm just saying, come on. I'm not that kind of person. I don't just go in and nothing blindly. I'll be the last person sitting here getting burnt off the earth because I'm not walking down no path that is not being explained to me properly. And if you can't explain it to me properly, then that means that I need to be watching out. And maybe then that may have me stagnant. And maybe I won't be moving in no direction because I'm not about to get tripped up into anything that nobody got. Because I've already seen when you go back and you start tapping into that energy, then it just is a different kind of thing. It's a different frequency, I guess. I don't know. But, I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, they love the heathen's possessions and the proportion to these uh the Christians loves the Christians love grows in intensity. And again, sharecropping. I'm just saying. What do you think it was? And who was offered up? Was they not sharecroppers for the Tuskegee? All I'm saying is these people don't care what we ain't talking about people like that. That they care what color your skin is. It's about what you possess. It's about your lineage. It's about you. It was never really about your skin color. Some of the people that are your same tones and skin tones are going to be the people that do this to you, along with other people with other skin tones. Don't have nothing to do. It's about the works. And what some of these people feel like is the rights. Prisoners of war. Do the research. We already did the video on this channel what a prisoner of war is. But you know, so again, a lot of these words sound so like prominent even in right now, and when we're talking about in the media, the headlines with China and all this stuff. Who and what they really talking about? Who and what are they really talking about? When the English wanted the Chinaman's gold and trade, they said they wanted to open China for their missionaries. Again, when they want what they want from you, when we're talking about this stuff, they're talking about you and I. For missionaries, okay? Oh, we're talking about like, and sometimes I wonder if when we're talking about traded on the stock market, these particular things, who owns what now, when, where. If there was a portion of land that was something of the capital in symbolically, allegorically. Who would be able to afford to, if it was up for sale or up for grabs? With your own people, you know how they say, oh, Africans sold Africans, and we figured out, oh, these people would they talking about they sold us from over there over here. No, we talking about people that was here, right? In the Americas or in this whole the whole thing, okay? possibly being sold by, excuse you, if you're going to be doing that, go out of here. Sold by people that look like them, that came to these ports first before any so-called white man came here. It just is what it is. But I'm glad everybody's been doing their studying and taking notes. I'm not talking to the people that's here, that's really here genuinely, that are supporting the channel. I'm talking about those that are stealing from it. So again, let's say that, yeah, the Capitol was a little bit getting out of hand and something had to happen, and you see what I'm saying? Okay. But can't be moved really, but lure. It reminds me of, don't tempt the Lord, or the Lord is. Temptation is everywhere. In fact, only the missionaries they looked after when they forced the ports to open. So again, remember we talked about the moratorium? I don't know why that just came up to mind. I don't know why that just came to mind. Yeah. Because I feel like some of us didn't get the antidote, and we are still ourselves, and so that is a problem for some of these energies. And this infamous Christian indoctrination among Christians has done more injury, social and moral. This sounds just like people that I've been listening to in the media in the past couple days. And China, they bring right back up China again. But I wonder who owns America. Oh, I'm just wondering. As of now, could it have always been that way? Is it not? You know what's making me think about? Somebody being taken to a land that's not their own for a short time. But the people are supposedly going to honor them in a sense in that place. Not to say that's where I'm going or where none of y'all going. I'm just saying. I just got to bring up what comes to mind when I'm looking at these things. Then all the humanitarians, has done more injury in social or moral in China than all humanitarian agencies of Christianity could remedy in 200 years. And on you, Christians, and on your greed of gold, we lay the burden of the crime resulting of tens of millions of honest, useful men and women sent thereby to premature death after a short, miserable life, besides the physical and moral prostration it entails, even where it does not prematurely kill. Now, again, so this is the whole thing. Us going through the fire, us getting to a point where we're delivered, and then all of a sudden, we're still youthful in our some odd type of years. Say if we think of it as like souls renewing themselves or something, right? Or we're just these vassals. And again, sometimes you change throughout the life. When you change, you may be assisted again and formed or shaped again a little bit more here and there, right? With some of the ancestors, with the spirits that are around you that did not actually die and just cease, that they're still always around you, and so they're in you, and so you are in God and God is in. Okay, so again, right? But they'll find a way to socially, again, since we're coming to a social credit system. And does China have a sort of like a social credit system? I think India already, and I think they talked about India and China in this particular chapter, right? Okay. So again, I see India, China, German, okay, probably this weekend. In the islands. I see four or five heads. This doesn't mean that these people are actually, it just, I don't know, it's like some type of a representation of that energy here in this land where originally them people probably was as well. I'm just gonna just put it like that. So again, it's almost like killing you off, right? Now you get your wings, you're flying, you're going about doing what you call your purpose, and guess what? It's like somebody just want to clip your wing. They just waiting there with the shears, so they can cut you down and what? Put somebody else up there. So you don't get no guidance like everybody else. You don't get no assistance. People know again that if it was a fair fight, that it would even not, if it ain't supposed to be a fight. Actually, it ain't supposed to be a fight. It's supposed to be what it is. But again, let's just say they know for a fact that if it was a fair fight, that it would not go too well for that group. So they have to use everything they got to come at you, to keep you stagnant, to keep you silent, to keep you alone, to keep you separated. All in all, the fowl of the air are hovering over. Those eagles are hovering over. They clip your wing. You was an eagle, or you are still. It's in you. It's in you, right? But they will clip your wings. You hear me? That is the premature death. And then you cease to exist in society and you become someone that is in a mental form of slavery. Okay? In physical, in financial. Now, you see what I'm saying? So again, is that a problem? I'm speaking about this. Is it a problem that I don't agree with that? Or is it a problem, you see, with the system? If so many people, the people that are able to actually still think for themselves, before that becomes something that you have to pay for. Okay? So what healthy nation then attacks those ones that are still standing there in the front lines, trying to, again, help you keep what's little left of what your rights are? And they're experiencing the attacks and things that are going on to keep them silent at the same time. And they got their own people fighting against them at the same damn time. Where they do that at? And they showing you in real time, in the past, in the future, and even going back to antiquity to show you something, and you got your nerves. And you all right with that. You all right with that. Let's see. This is the last piece here. Okay, the greed of gold and all this other stuff. And 10 millions of honest, useful men sent premature death after a short, miserable life. And again, miserable because these motherfuckers is on your back the whole time. In your head, all around you. They just sucking. And in another word I want to use, but I ain't going to use it on this channel. And then get mad when you want to protect your energy. And then get mad when you want to protect your energy because nobody won't help you do anything. Nobody want to assist you in growing in your gifts. Nobody want to help you do anything. No, just hinder. No, they want to help you. They want to act like they care. And then they'll show you that they don't. Real quick. And then if you keep falling for it, it just becomes a cycle. And so it's like, what's wrong with me? wake your ass up and pay attention. This is the obstacle. Keep on moving. The physical and moral prostration it entrails, even where it does not prematurely kill. And this great national curse was thrust on us at the point of Christian bayonets. You understand what I'm saying? Christian bayonets. Look at that. So the curses, like I said, oh, God put a curse on you. No, no, no. They cut off the real ones in order to put imposters in place for them to be able to do whatever they want to do, and you fail for it again. And that's just that at the end of the day. You only get a couple, you get, there's more that, if we want to talk about Christ, they've come already. These messiahs or messengers, they've come already. In the names of people you already know, we won't even name none here today. Because this one, they want to just done, they don't even want to name this one. They just want to, again, keep participating in the Build a Being workshop. And that's, you know what, when you love your people, you keep doing something that you know ain't benefiting you in no way, shape, or form. It seems like it's pissing off your God and everybody else, and you just do that thing and you do that thing and you don't even care, because you what you think you're doing is good for the people. What you think they're going to be able to use this and take this within them and their children into a different mindset for them to be able to see at least for another couple generations before they be put back to sleep again. But no. So again, those Christian bayonets, let's see what that would look like today. That'll look like the gun control. They want to control your guns, and they'll still have them. All the militia will still have them. All those that's coming in will still have them. In the cartel, they'll still have them. You, the ones that follow the rules and listen, you won't have them. You won't have them. You may have a local Amber Alert go out in your neighborhood. That's the same car, make and model, even the car you driving a 2002. Like, how many people, you see what I'm saying? When you know that that's just a sign from somebody, maybe it's a so-called blessing to sit down for a minute. Just don't even go nowhere. Do whatever you can do from home. Because now they place you in that imaginary prison, but not, because then it make you think, just like the other day I wanted to go out with, just for a night. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like I was just needing to get out for a night. And guess what? Car troubles. Supposedly. Troubles. Right?